December 15th, 1900, 3 men vanished into thin air. 3 lighthouse keepers, tending a remote Scottish beacon, simply ceased to exist. Their beds unmade, a meal half-eaten, and a logbook entry chillingly declaring a storm no one else witnessed. This isn't fiction. This is the Eilean mystery. Our story begins far off the coast of Lewis, in the Outer Hebrides. Eilean Moor, Gaelic for Big Isle, is a lonely, windswept rock. On its highest point stood a newly constructed, state-of-the-art lighthouse, a beacon of hope for passing ships. The Flannan Isles, where Eilean Moor sits, were known for their treacherous waters. The lighthouse, completed in 1899, was a vital safeguard. Manned by 3 keepers, it was a solitary, demanding posting, rotating teams every few weeks. Thomas Marshall, James Duquette, and Donald MacArthur comprised the ill-fated team. Marshall, the principal keeper, was experienced. Duquette, the second assistant, was a family man. MacArthur, the third, was known for his quiet competence. Their relief boat, the Hesperus, was delayed by a storm. But on December 15th, 1900, passing ships reported the Eilean Moor light was out. This was highly unusual. Lighthouses simply didn't go dark unless something was profoundly wrong. On December 26th, the Hesperus finally reached Eilean Moor. Joseph Moore, the relief keeper, blew the ship's horn, but no one responded. A sense of dread began to settle over the crew as they approached the unmanned landing stage. Moore disembarked alone. He climbed the steep steps to the lighthouse. The main door was unlocked. Inside, silence, an oppressive, unnatural silence. His calls went unanswered. The only sound was the wind whistling outside. What he found was deeply unsettling. In the kitchen, a half-eaten meal sat on the table. A chair was overturned. Below, in the living quarters, 2 oilskins were missing, suggesting 2 men had gone out. But where was the third? The beds were unmade, suggesting they'd been occupied that morning. The clocks had stopped, and most disturbingly, the logbook. The final entries painted a picture of a ferocious storm on December 12th, unlike any reported elsewhere. Marshall, the principal keeper, wrote of severe winds and that Duquette was very quiet. MacArthur, usually stoic, was crying. The final entry on December 15th simply read, "Storm ended, sea calm, God is over all," yet the light was out. The investigation began immediately. Superintendent Robert Muirhead arrived with the Hesperus. Every inch of the island was searched. No bodies, no signs of struggle, no boat missing from its davits. The men had simply vanished. Muirhead's official report concluded that a colossal wave had swept the men away. He believed 2 keepers had gone to secure equipment during a storm, and the third, MacArthur, had rushed out to warn them, only to be taken by a rogue wave. This explanation, however, has always been met with skepticism. Why would all 3 men leave the safety of the lighthouse during a storm? And why the contradictory logbook entries of fear and then sudden calm just before the light went out? Other theories emerged. Could it have been mutiny, one keeper attacking the others? While possible, there was no evidence of a struggle, no blood, nothing to suggest violence in the pristine lighthouse interior. Perhaps a sea serpent or a giant bird. These fantastical explanations often arise in mysteries of the sea. But again, a lack of physical evidence makes them difficult to entertain beyond mere speculation. Another intriguing idea, a foreign ship, perhaps a spy vessel, abducted the men. This was the turn of the century, a time of rising international tensions. But why would they leave the light off? And again, no trace of such a vessel. Some whisper of the phantom of the Flannans, a local legend of supernatural entities on the islands. Could ancient forces, disturbed by the lighthouse's construction, have claimed the men as a sacrifice? The Eilean Moor disappearance remains officially unsolved. The truth is likely far more mundane, yet no less tragic. The sheer power of the unforgiving North Atlantic, perhaps combined with a moment of poor judgment, is a potent force. The lighthouse was remanned, but the story of the vanished keepers echoes through its empty rooms, a permanent testament to the sea's indifference and humanity's enduring, chilling questions. What other remote, chilling disappearances haunt our history?